Hi everyone, it's Jan with What You Make It, and I apologize for my long absence. The last few weeks have been kind of crazy and unplanned, and I know that all of you have those kind of weeks too. It began about the middle of October with my sweet friend Carol's husband dying unexpectedly, and he was very young, and I've written about that on my blog. And you know, you just want to rally around your friends when they go through a very stressful time like that. And so I just felt like I needed to be with her and help her walk through that journey. And then just as we were kind of beginning to get our legs back under us, those of you that know my dad has been on a journey with leukemia for the last 10 months, and he has been a fighter and has just worked his way through it. But a week ago, it was time for him to go home to be with the Lord, and the battle needed to end, and he did it with dignity, and we were very proud of him, and my sister and I got to be with him. But if you have lost a parent or somebody that is that close to you, you know that it takes you a little while to get your feet back under you. And so I have honestly been pretty busy just kind of getting through the days and getting back to work and all of that. But I have some projects that I want to share with you all, and so I'm going to start doing some videos to catch up here, because I have done a few projects that I want to share and some tutorials. But I thought just today I would share this. It's not really a mini album. It's a book that I made, a mini book, kind of a book, that I made for my dad several years ago about his baseball career. He was a professional baseball player, and all that part of his life was behind him when he and my mom adopted me. But it was still a very significant part of his life, and I wanted to document it for him. And I'm really glad that I did, because this is something that we put out at his memorial service, and there were baseball players that he had played with, and they loved seeing it too. So I'm glad that I had made this for him so that he could enjoy it a few years ago, and it's now a real treasure to me. So I want to show you this because you may have some story that you want to document, that you want some bigger pictures you don't necessarily want in a mini album, and this is a really good way to do this. I have another video that I've done. In fact, it may even have been the very first video I did that was a project that I made out of this same file folder. This is a medical file folder, and I like them because they're made of very sturdy construction, and they have places for you to put some things in. So let me just show you what I did here. On the cover, this is a picture of me and my dad, and I apologize for my shaking hands. It's probably making the video a little bad, but I'm still without my computer, so I'm trying to show you some things that don't really fit nicely in the screen. So the title of it is Before You Were My Dad. Put this picture of us. It's one of my favorite pictures of us. And on the inside is a picture of him in his baseball uniform. And it says, "You were salty." So you can see that I'm using, this is an 8.5 by 11 picture here. And, sorry, I'll try and come back a little bit. And I used some ribbon over here. I believe I got this at Hobby Lobby years ago. And each ribbon is a letter, and so I just looped them and put them over there. Did a little definition of what salty meant. That was his nickname as a baseball player, and they called him Salty because nobody could catch him, I guess. He was a home run hitter and outfielder, so played an important role on the baseball team. And this is a little tag, and I used some Heidi Swap masks here, I believe it's a Heidi Swapp mask, that was outline letters, and inked over it and then put some cut out letters there. And this was a fun thing. I'll put it here. The road to the ball field went through Korea. Dad had always wanted to be a baseball player, but he got drafted and had to go to Korea. And in doing that, I'll let you see this really cute picture of my dad. That's as he was getting ready to ship out in his uniform by my grandparents' house. And this is him at boot camp. My dad felt like when he went to Korea that he was not going to get to play baseball. But you know, I love the way life has a way of kind of turning our disappointments into things we can be pretty excited about. While he was there, he was stationed in a place that allowed him to have some off time, and as a 19-year-old guy, he with some other guys would play baseball, and it ended up that some of the guys that he was playing with were professional baseball players. And that tryout for a professional team that he thought he would never have because he had to go to Korea ended up actually coming his way because it did. And it was kind of a fun thing to document. So you can see what I've done here. This is that center section of the medical file folder, and I'll show you these little clasps up here. I didn't use them on this side, but I do over on this side, let you see. I'm going to back up here. Sorry, I know this is so not the best way to show this to you. I'm really hoping that my computer gets fixed this week. It is another one of those things that got put on the back burner while we were dealing with the deaths. So over here, I was able to put pictures of the bus that he was in, him getting on the bus, and a few little stories about him. He played for a team. The first team he played for were the Seahawks, and this is the Seahawks bus. He loved looking at this. My dad was a fielder, and he also was a home run hitter. And this was just fun to be able to create something for him from some of the pictures that he had. And I used, I want to say that this was Karen Foster paper that I used. Had some nice little sticker embellishments that I was able to use for it. And that's what all these little stickers and those sort of things are. And then I just kept adding pages because it's in this medical file. You could just add pages, and I had some cutouts from his scrapbook where he had kept stories, and then put a picture of some of his teams. I'm going to come in here and let you see this picture of him. Such a handsome guy. This is his team here, and let's see if I can find him. Yeah, there he is. That's my dad. And then on the back, this paper by Karen Foster had some great vintage baseball elements. So I just put a collage of pictures of him back here and some little baseball charms. There's baseball. And a canvas. Never let the fear of striking out get in your way. It was by Babe Ruth. And what a great quote. And you know what? That was my dad. That was my dad. That's how he did his final journey. He went in it unafraid and every day worked for it to be the best day that he could be. Glad that I'm his daughter. Glad that he and my mom gave me the chance to be their daughter. Love them, and I'm glad that I got to share this book with them. It's why we scrapbook, isn't it, friends? It's to capture these memories for maybe when we don't have the person that those memories are about with us. So, hope you enjoyed this. I will be back to share some tutorials. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Bye.